Today I'm going to talk about why you should always ask for the e-tran. So at the end of a deposition, your court reporter might ask you how you want your deposition. And years ago when I started doing this, I had to stop people from asking for their depositions in either full or mini printed versions of the deposition, and instead ask for it digitally. And then back then, even then, people were getting them on 3.5 floppies. I had one case, little side note, where I got brought in on a case, and it was, in their defense, a very, very old case that had kind of lingered around and kind of everyone forgot to litigate it for a really long time. And so when I started working on it, they handed me all the depositions and they were bound copies, and in the back were these little envelopes with 3.5 floppies in it. And this was already after 3.5 floppies had been out of the rotation in computers for like years. So I had to go on Amazon and find external 3.5-inch floppy disk to USB external drive, and that's kind of what asking for the PDF version of a transcript is like, because you should always get the e-tran. Now, e-tran, for those of you who don't know, is a file format that's proprietary. Real Legal owns it. I think it's a Thomson Reuters company now. It's files that end in .ptx. And the reason why that you should always get that, and let's say you like, well, I always like to have PDFs because I send it to my experts or I send it to my clients to review, or I like to have a mini version, and even though I look at it on my iPad or on my computer, I still like to have it on mini. That's fine. The PTX can make any of the formats that you want, plus you can also use PTXs for any of the trial presentation software that you need. So it is the one original source type from which you can make anything that you'll ever need. And here's what it looks like. I've got a couple of files here on my desktop that I want to take a look at. And here is, for this deposition, the .ptx file. If I double click it, then this e-transcript bundle viewer opens up. I'll put a link in the description for where you can download this program. It's free. Unfortunately, it's Windows only, but it is free. It gives you a little reminder that it's free and you have to accept the terms. But as soon as you do that, then the transcript opens up, and you could see the name of the deponent, and you get the word index if you want to do things that way, and you can also word search. The important part of it is, and the part that I actually want you guys to use, is if you go to File and Print, then you can print the transcript as a full-size version or as a condensed version, which is a mini. And if you also need to print the word index for whatever reason, you can do that. And so that's what you would pick there. Let's say you wanted full size, and then from here you would just pick Adobe PDF or whatever print to PDF driver that you have, whether it's QPDF or Adobe. That's what you would use, and hit OK and tell it where to save it. And I'll just save it right on the desktop. Now there it is, and there's a deposition, all the court reporter's watermarks, everything like that. So it looks exactly the same as when the court reporter sends you the PDF. In fact, this is how the court reporter sends you the PDF. And so that's there, and we've got that. And now we could take the same one and we can print the transcript to a condensed version or to a mini. The printer that we'll choose will be Adobe PDF, and we'll hit save. And so we don't save over the other one, I'll call this one mini, and we'll go through the same process, and we'll wait for that to finish printing, and then we'll see the finished file once it's ready. All right, so now that's ready, let's take a look at it, and we've got a really nice looking mini here, and that's all we need. So if you want to take that, put that onto your iPad or onto your laptop so that you could read it, review it outside the office or even just at your office, you can definitely do that. And if you need to work with it, let's see, you got the transcript here, and you need to send it to your trial consultant or your hot seater or within your firm, or you need to get it into a format that your trial presentation software will like, you can always get the ASCII, which is a .txt file. Let me show you that. I'll save that, put it on the desktop, and save. And then I can close this, and then when I double click on that, I'll open it up with the notepad, and now you can see it. It's just the bare text. And that's all it is. This is the kind of file that you'll usually import into your trial presentation software. The one thing that I get all the time, maybe not so much anymore, but what I used to get frequently was this, and this is an example. We've printed out this deposition and we've scanned it. And the problem with that is a lot of times when people do that, it's not word searchable. It's just a picture of a document, and I can even go through and OCR it. Let's get my toolbar open here, and we'll say OCR, recognize the text. And we can go through and we could do that, recognize the text in this file. And I only made it 1 page, so it's not going to be a ton of text for the computer to recognize. And now we could start copying and pasting. But even something like this, where we're looking at the videographer and what he's saying, you know, let's copy and paste that, and then we'll put that into a Word document. Let's get that open. So now we could see here is what I had highlighted. And let's paste it in here. It looks a little bit goofy, right? And so some of the stuff came over correctly, some of it didn't, right? And so you don't want to send just the scanned version because it's an imperfect copy. If you have the PTX and you've asked for the PTX, then you don't ever have to go back to your court reporter for that same file. You can generate anything that you need from that one source file, and from there you'll have all the flexibility that you need, no matter which person that you're trying to interface with. So if you have any questions about that, ordering PTXs, e-trans, or ASCII files, anything like that, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'd love to talk to you guys down there. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.